visit somebody right on my call. This is the moment you're meant to know.
Hello, my sunflowers. How are you? How are you? Well, I hope you had a marvelous weekend. So, with no further ado, we're going to be talking about Atlanta, Lives of Atlanta, RHOA. So, baby Crone, you want to get us started?
Yes. Well, first off, this was the season finale.
Season finale. Was it worth waiting for?
It was kind of worth waiting for.
I think that it was a little misleading in a sense because we'll get into it, but I thought it was a little misleading, but I know that Bravo does that. But go ahead, get us started.
So first off, we did start off with the sneak peek that we saw last week, which was when Lauren and the sister of the sister of Portia.
Not sister, cousin.
Oh, cousin of Portia.
Lundy. Yeah.
Yep. They had went to Phaedra's house to talk about some funeral arrangements or planning the burial or memorial service of Londi.
Not that I being nosy. I just feel as though if you're going to say someone died, you should say how they died, because I care and I wanted to know how she died. I'm not saying this is true, but I'm saying, but when they don't tell you, you kind of wonder, how did this woman die?
Especially when she was in distress.
Yeah, so when she's in distress, they didn't say how she died. You don't know whether it's by deletion. You don't know if it was by drugs, because it makes you think that whatever it was embarrassing to say. You know, so I'm not saying that. I'm hoping that that's not it. But it just makes you, did she take an overdose? What was it that she was in distress?
Yes.
Did she have a heart attack? It just seems like when people die, even celebs, they tell you their reasons. If you're not going to say the reason, my opinion, why tell us? Because I care. I really care. And no matter what it is, unless it was like she had HIV or something, or it just leads my mind to wonder why she died. It would have just been so easy if you're going to tell us, just tell us what was the nature of her death, because she is so young.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it for that scene. They was just talking about Londi, talking about champagne and butterflies, and just what they want to do about.
I think that's beautiful. I just wish I knew what happened. Just to say, somebody died. And a lot of times when they don't tell you why, it's because of a deletion. And God knows, hear me, I am not saying that. I'm saying these are the thoughts that lead in your mind when they don't tell you how somebody died.
Right.
That's all. And I think they made it so what's that word? Vague. And I'm curious. I'm not even being nosy. I just want to know what was her demise, and for her to be such a young woman. That's all. And I'm not accusing that woman of anything. I'm just saying my mind went there. Your mind may not go there, but I know it's other people's minds that go there too, because that's not normally what you do when you announce someone's death.
That's true.
You usually tell them, if you're going to announce the death, just like everybody, you thought it was important enough to say it, then it's important enough to say what happened.
That's true.
And I mean, it's just sad that, I'm feeling bad, and I would feel bad no matter what, because I feel though, and I'm not saying it was a deletion, but I'm saying, but we don't know what people go through in her lives, and who judge.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but she did say she was in distress. And I'm thinking it couldn't have been a suicide, a deletion. I'm sorry, a deletion, because she said she was talking to her on the phone. But was it drug overdose? Well, it just makes you, so it wasn't that, but was it a drug overdose? It just make your mind wonder when you could have just said what it was. But if it's so private that you didn't want to say, it just leaves my mind. And I could say baby Crone mind.
Yes, most definitely.
And other people I talk to mind to wonder why.
Most
So,
definitely.
but rest in peace, Lundy. I really liked her. I really, really did. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Also in the sneak peek that we saw last week was Angela sitting down with her therapist to talk about Charles Oakley. And honestly, it's quite curious because at this point, I don't know if Angela did it, if Phaedra did it, if Britt did it, if Kelly did it. I don't know who sent Marcus.
If Portia did it.
If Portia did it. I don't know who, but Angela was crying at her therapy session saying that she's ready to confront this for her own self.
But I told you that. Angela is over the top with this. It's too much. Your husband say, I don't care. Leave it alone. Oh no, that was ghetto to me. Oh no, this is going to help. He don't care. If my husband say he don't care, then he wouldn't care. If you know, if I had a husband and said I don't care, I wouldn't care. But she wouldn't, because it was for Angela, and she defends Charles like he's her little secret, or like, I don't know, she just defends him. She go too hard. She goes too hard for him. And I just think it makes her marriage look insecure.
Most definitely.
Because Charles don't feel that way.
No, I think she puts him on a pedestal on top.
She puts him on a pedestal and thinks that he's God gift to women. Women want him. He's handsome in her mind and maybe in their mind, but from the world's viewpoint, I'm not saying he's unattractive, but I don't put him on the attractive realm of things.
Okay.
I don't think he's unattractive. I don't think he's attractive or unattractive. I just see him as Angela's husband, and she puts him on a pedestal. And for me, honestly, that annoys me. It annoys me when I see women that weaken. I don't care if it's your man, your boyfriend, your husband, if it ain't your daddy. And I don't get that kind of love when they just show a week ago you're crying because you're insecure, because he didn't show up for your anniversary and he didn't contact you. It's just out of proportion, and that just, and for me, it's just off-putting to see a woman so vulnerable like that. It's just off-putting. And to see, she said that she sold 3 of her houses, but 2 she had to let go under foreclosure. So she got whack credit right now. And she's saying Charles, and here she go.
Yeah.
Charles said he wasn't investing no more money in it. And it makes me wonder, did Charles invest anything in it at all?
Okay.
Because if your husband loved you and he had the money, why wouldn't he help you? She said he did. I just got questions about their marriage.
Yeah, you're right. Because she said it herself. She says, I'm doing anything to cling on to my marriage right now.
Girl. I believe he loved her. But from what it looked like, he don't look like he in love with her. This is just my opinion. Don't judge me. Well, you can, but it's my opinion. And it don't look that way. It looked like he loved her. They've been married for a spell. And it just doesn't look like he's in love with her. It seems like Charles is her world. I feel as though if Charles were to leave her, she would have a breakdown.
Yes.
And I hate, the word is hate. I hate to see women that vulnerable when it come down to men, where you lose your own soul over them. It just hurts me to see this beautiful, black, gorgeous woman,
who's apparently in her 40s, according to Google and everybody else.
To see this beautiful, They said she's 44.
Yep, same age as Portia, they said.
Same age as Beyonce and all the rest of them. Okay. Well, she looked older than 44 to me. And you can put whatever you want on the internet, but she looks older than 44. She looks like she's about 52, 51, 50. She looks older. But people lie. I'm not saying the woman is lying. I'm just saying she looks way older than 44 years old, in my opinion. But she still looks gorgeous. Yes. That's all I'm saying.
Beautiful.
So I just want to run a card about her marriage.
Please do.
And whatever the cards say, the cards have a mind of their own. For me, I'm telling you how I see it. I see their marriages. I think that she's overly extended in Charles. I think Charles is everything to her. I think she's madly in love with him. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying it, but it seems imbalanced to me. And when Charles told her to be quiet, leave it alone, it's cool, she put that man out. She overrode Charles and said, it's going to make sense, or something she was saying. And he was saying, leave it alone. And when I see a woman disrespect a man like that, and when a man walk out, it let me know they got issues.
Yep, I could have sworn she was yelling at him too.
Yeah. So it lets me know. It lets me know a lot. And it let me know that Charles don't take no stuff off of her or anyone. And so it just seems I'm feeling that that's an imbalanced marriage. It seemed like an imbalanced table. It seemed like a three-legged table. Anything lean on it too much is going to tilt over. I'm not saying, and they've been married all these years, and she's saying we done been through a lot. Yeah. We've gone through a lot, but I had already read on them before they did that. Yes, so this is why I'm reading on them again. And we've been through a lot, and it's just something don't seem right about it. I don't feel a connection with them. No matter how much they try, something ain't right about it. So let me run these cards real fast. Well, tell them what it is.
The Five of Cups.
Five of Cups. So that's very emotional, a loss, a sadness, and it seems more like she's fighting for her marriage. Yes. Like she's fighting to hold on to Charles. Like Charles is never around. That's what it feels like. Okay. You know, it feels like Charles is gone. And when Charles is gone, she don't know. This is all allegedly. This is my opinion. It just seemed like when Charles is gone, she doesn't know what Charles is doing. And that seemed like it just has her worried.
I can believe that.
Here, and I see here strength. She needs strength. She's fighting for her marriage. She's fighting for it. But from the episode that I saw when Charles had no control over Angela, that let me know that there was a big old crack in their marriage. Because if my man tell me don't worry about it, then I'm not going to worry about it. But she needed it for her. Yep. She needed it, but I told you that. She needed it for herself. She's doing it. Charles ain't asking her to put herself out there like that. She's putting herself out there like that. Why? Because overall, as beautiful as she is, she's an insecure woman over Charles. Yeah. And mental. I see the sword. What you make out of that reading, baby Crone?
With the ace, with ace of swords at the end. Well, definitely, I see it's going to be a new beginning mentally. Maybe they have came to some agreements behind closed doors about where negotiating the future of their relationship or status of their relationship. And so some major changes are probably going to change after this season.
I think so. And also here with this 5, which is not good, but I also see with this 5 that she is stressed out over her marriage. I mean, they've been together for, I don't know how many years.
8 years.
8 years, and they still in therapy. Therapy can end sometimes, right?
Yeah, that is true. Let me look that up.
I don't know if it's a lifetime thing. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in therapy for a lifetime. You go whenever you have a problem, in my opinion, what I know. I'm just a card reader.
Yep, they got married in 2016, so 9 years ago.
9 years ago. That 9, they made it over the hump. That's wonderful. But Angela is fighting over her husband, fighting to know. If you love him, close your eyes. I've always complained about this.
I know. She said that she trusts him now.
She doesn't trust him.
Clearly.
Because if you trust him, you would trust when he say, let it go. Don't worry about it. No, Charles, I don't even know. You want to know why? I don't know what she's looking for. Mm-hmm. But when you look for trouble, you find it.
That's true.
It ain't far away. You should just respect your husband, sit down, and let it be. But she can't do that because she's very insecure when it comes to Charles. And she thinks Charles is the bee's knees.
She does.
Charles is the buzz. Charles is handsome to her. Charles is everything. He got a big old wiggly wop. He's got everything a woman could possibly want. Charles have it in her delusions.
Yep, in her mind.
That's a delusional thought to think anyone is like that. In my opinion, if you're not, in my opinion, don't judge. I'm just naming two women. If you're not Beyonce and Taylor Swift,
that's true. That's true.
And what's her name? What's the other one name? That what you call it? Say once Rodriguez. What's her name? The Spanish girl.
Oh,
you read on her often.
I do. I know who you're talking about, but her name's slipping me.
Oh, go slide and find it.
Okay, I'll go find it.
I can't think of her name, but that's the one that Carly B ex-husband wanted, Offset wanted to date. And so what I see Angela's really, really stressed. And I think it's taken a lot out of Angela. I think Angela got lost in her marriage. I think she got lost in Charles, and she treats Charles like he can't handle himself, or like she's trying to cover up for Charles. Okay. Keep everything at bay. She just looked weak when it come down to Charles to me. That's my only negative with her. To come off so wrapped up like a nice package. Mm-hmm. She comes off so insecure when it comes down to her man, my man. And it's insecure. And I'm glad that the therapist didn't let her get away with it. I'm doing it for Charles. I'm glad that the therapist challenged her, because I said, you're doing it for yourself. And she finally admitted it. Had nothing to do with Charles. Mm-mm. Nothing. That's Angela insecurity. And it's so insecure that why would you, people may think it was Phaedra. It could have been Phaedra. It could have been any one of them. It could have been Angela, because I heard it was Angela. Yeah. I heard it was Phaedra, then I heard it was Angela. It could have been Portia. You know, maybe Portia did knock them boots with him a long time ago. Mm-hmm. We don't know anything. Maybe Phaedra slept with him. Mm-hmm. We don't know. But I like what Phaedra said. Phaedra said, if I really wanted to hurt you, I could have just said about your foreclosures on your house. I could have did all that, but I didn't. But after what I went through with my marriage, why would I go and do that? Yes. I think she made a point with that.
That was a solid
point.
I
thought that was a solid point. It makes no sense. Mm-hmm. And for her to stand up, she needed to make a grand stand at the end. I'm going to find out. And I'm wondering, why would someone come on the show and say it was Phaedra?
Right.
Because Phaedra, because he said Phaedra is the who's who of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Called her the Godfather.
The Godfather. So I say Phaedra. And I'm saying that's not right. And I'm not saying Phaedra didn't do it. But it just, I'm not saying she didn't. And I just got to give me more evidence than that. Yeah. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. I mean, even Portia said it herself in the confessional that she believed it was Angela. So.
I believe it was Angela.
Yeah.
I believe it was Angela. She's going too hard.
Yep.
I think that she planted a seed, and then she said, did she pay you money? I don't know. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't.
She confronted him on that phone call we heard that people were playing around recently. It did sounded kind of staged.
It just sounds staged to me. And because they said they were going to sit at the table and talk.
They did say
so. If they sitting at the table, why is this backhanded conversation going on, Angela?
Exactly.
I mean, you bring in the drama, fine. I think you wanted to make a grandstand because you're so insecure over Charles. You want to put out any rumors that he may have a girlfriend, or a significant other that he's bumping and grinding with. Yep. behind your back, and I think you can't take it because that's how you come off. And you're trying to wipe it away and saying, oh, we've had trouble in our marriage. We did this, we did that. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But you're doing the most.
The most.
And it looks foul. You look weak. And you look insecure to me. Right. And so here the cards are saying that you have gone through trouble and heartache over Charles in the past. And if you ask me, I still think you do, because the way Charles walked out on you with a F you.
He did.
Say what you want to say, but with a F you, I'm out. Do what you want and walk.
Yes. Because
I know if it was my man, you did that to me. Oh, it would no. Oh no, but I wouldn't disrespect him. But Charles know how insecure she is. Yes. And also Charles know what he's doing behind those walls. Charles know. That's why he said, just get it out of here. And he's saying, why y'all come on why we come after you? Because you on this show to promote whatever you're doing. Charles is on this for himself too. I always said, you could see that though. Yeah, you could see it. And then there's nothing wrong with it. That's what it's for. But go ahead. So anyway, that's what I do. And I think that somehow or another, this done pierced Angela's brain. She is so insecure over Charles.
For real.
She needs strength. This woman is over there crying. This is about the second time we done seen her cry over Charles.
Yes.
And Charles ain't even a bit more worried than a can of paint.
That's so true.
Sitting over there drying on the wall. Unbothered and uncensored. Right?
Yeah.
That's Angela. And when women like that, I put nothing past them. But the truth will be revealed. Whatever way it go, frankly, I don't care. I just feel as though no matter what, if your husband is a cheater, pumpkin eater, or he have a woman on the side, by the way you act, I can understand why. I'm not justifying it, but that insecurity and that overly love can drive anybody to do crazy things. I'm not, I hope you don't take out context what I'm saying. Because he act like he didn't care. Huh?
No, I said it gave me another way to see it, but he does.
Go ahead. What way was that?
Oh, about how the way Angela's acting would be proof of why her husband would cheat on her.
She insecure. If you think I'm cheating, you going to therapy, you still crying about it, and you think I'm out here still cheating and everything is Charles. If I cheat, what matter? You think I'm cheating anyway?
That's true.
And if I'm lying about it, I'm going to continue to lie. Because I'm getting over doing what I want to do anyway. Because it just seemed like he's gone a lot.
You're right. That is a meal ticket to cheat.
That's a meal ticket for me. Now, everything I say is allegedly. This is just my opinion. Not facts, opinions. Opinion only. But that thing, I don't know. It just bothers me about her. I like her, but I just don't like to see a woman insecure like that.
It made a messy season finale.
And then when you just out blatantly stand up and want to woof at Phaedra, that really made it look bad. Nah, boo. No. You don't do that over a man. No. You cool. You can get Phaedra behind the scenes. Or, you don't let them see you sweat, baby. You don't. No. You look insecure and weak because your husband don't care about it. I got to stop talking about it. It bothers me so much to see women, especially beautiful women.
Yeah, most definitely. Is she even
a businesswoman? Huh?
I said she even knows it herself. She was like, you guys will look at me and think, oh, I'm so beautiful and I'm so successful. And
I don't see you as successful. Not anymore. I just see you as just working out here like everybody else. And if it wasn't for Charles,
that's what it sounded like.
It seemed like your whole being relies on Charles. Because every woman want him. He's got everything. He's everything. Women want him. No, I don't. I swear to you, I don't want Charles. I may like him as a person, but he's not my cup of tea. He's too gruff for me. Go ahead.
So speaking of this show being a way as a way to promote yourself, Shamia took the opportunity to give I think a full concert for the ladies, but we didn't get to see it.
I can't judge on it because I didn't see anything to judge on.
No, however, Drew had quite an opinion.
Drew seemed very jealous.
For real.
Drew seemed jealous. Frankly, Drew thinks she's a great singer, and I'm going to be honest. I'm sorry, honest.
Yeah, we're going to be honest.
We're going to be honest. We're not going to be honest. We're going to be honest. I don't think Drew is that great of a singer. She can sing like a church person sing in church. She got the she got all that. She got the riffs and the moves, but she's not a great singer to me. To me.
That's true.
Doesn't mean I can sing. I know I can sing good enough to make a song.
Okay.
Would you agree?
Yes, I would agree.
Yes, I mean, when I'm not goofing around, and if I were to take care of my voice for a month and see a doctor, I know I can hit a note. I know I can. I goof off a lot, but I know I can. So she's just like a singer, like somebody who's saying, I want to sing, and they just sing. You know what I'm saying? That's what she seemed like to me. Somebody who can sing, can carry a note, who can sing and can write music. Because really, I saw a movie, Boys on the Side.
Yes.
And that movie is an old movie. Baby Cone and I looked at it yesterday.
We did.
And even though I'm making a point, even though Whoopi Goldberg cannot sing literally, she can sing for home, but whatever you want. Baby, I go, whatever you need, I'm singing the wrong song.
That song wasn't. I don't know what song she was singing, but it was good. I was.
You can count on me, something like that. Can't think of it, but anyway, the way she sang it in that low cue, that low register, she sound like she can hold a note and hold a note.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. Anybody that can hold a note can sing and make a song. And that's how I put Drew. But for me, I've heard Shamia sing. Shamia, to me, can sing. And she was rusty. And she said it. She was nervous. And anybody know, even when you start going on camera for the first time, you get nervous. When you haven't done something for a long time, you get nervous. And for Drew to sit up there thinking she is the bee's knees when it comes down to singing, she's delusional.
She really was delusional.
And I was offended.
I was.
You all know I don't particularly care for her that much anyway, because I think that she's a liar, a fake. I know people love her. I don't hate her, and I don't hate her.
Actually, you know what? Could that go back to maybe Drew's ego a little bit when Portia was trying to dish Shamia, saying, "Oh, that's Drew singing," and then maybe Drew finally hears Shamia actually sing. She's like, "No, I actually probably sing better than Shamia."
I just don't see it. I don't see it. I just don't. I don't. Drew just seemed like she's a church person, she just not a great singer to me. She can sing, she can, like my mother say, who is a professional singer. My mother will say she can carry a note. She can carry a note. She can. But no. No. Not in my opinion. So enough of Drew. And she changes her hair colors. She's like Phaedra, but some of the looks that she wears just not hitting.
No. But before we move on from Drew, her and Ralph in a different scene came and had a sit down talk about the future of co-parenting. So that was nice to see that they are trying to work things out for the sake of the children.
Right. Well,
I heard they're still not divorced, so I don't know.
Maybe they'll get back together.
That's exactly what it seems like.
I don't know.
It's suspicious if you ask me.
Yeah.
Back to Shamia's event. So one thing that stood out to me the most was the fact that the fact that Brett and Kelly did not address each other. They didn't talk to each other. And Honestly, they both are sitting on business. They don't particularly like each other, so because of that, they are not going to be fake and pretend.
Britt could have started it.
Britt could
with Angela.
Exactly.
I don't know why, because she doesn't like Shamir.
Right, and Shamir,
and she didn't come to the reunion. Britt could have started it. Yep. Her and Angela could have concoct that. I don't know. I just think to stand up there and blatantly blame Portia for some guy that's just saying, yeah, it was Phaedra. And he said it like, because, not that she said it, but because she's the who's who of Atlanta. And because of who she was, that's no reason to blame somebody. I didn't like that. No, and it's not like Phaedra is my favorite person either. So I liked them all. Mm-hmm. I did. And I was feeling Britt. I starting to feeling her, but then I was like, oh, yes. nope, that was a mistake.
When her and Shamia got into it, because Shamia was just like, you must just be jealous because I'm friends with Kelly. Mm-hmm. So then Britt, in her defense, she had to, not me defending her, but in Britt trying to defend herself, she felt as though she needed to come for Shamia and her daughter. She was just like, well, you didn't seem like you was that pressed to go to your daughter that was sick. You was crying, doing all this in Grenada, but you went to go get shots. So she was just like,
because they had told her everything was fine. Go on, enjoy yourself. That's why. So I think Britt took that out of context.
She did.
And I like the way Shamir had it. Don't bring up my daughter. And they made a rule, no talking about children unless it's positive. Exactly. But she knew she was leaving. When she took off her mic, she knew that she was gone. That was already premeditated.
She called them low-life girls.
You know why she did that? Because the crap is about to hit the fan and she don't want to be there to be accountable. And maybe she has something to do with her and Angela. I don't trust Britt at all. So for her to leave, but I tell you, what mess she made, I don't think we're going to see her on TV, at least not on no Real Housewives. I know I can't imagine anybody calling her back.
I mean, maybe like, I'm not sure if you said it, but I think she could well fit into like something like Love and Hip Hop. I mean, she's trying to keep herself classy. No. But she needs to go somewhere where she will really fit.
No. She's not classy.
No, she's not.
And this is another thing.
Offended. She called them low lives.
This is the funniest thing. This lets me know, you mean to tell me that you claim you live in that world and you have no idea of how much money to give to a charity? To me, Phaedra say 1,000. I say 500 to 1,000. Mm-hmm. 500 to 1,000, especially if you're going to give some stuff with it. You could have gave that little bit of stuff and gave her $500. Better than nothing. At least better than 2 boxes of Kleenex, 4 rolls of toilet paper, and 2 boxes of tissue. Something to that effect.
Yeah, that's true. Well, lastly, we ended off with the Angela and Charles Foundation, where they was having a fundraiser. And at that event, interestingly enough, Angela, well, I actually do enjoy that Angela did honor Portia and Londi for the contribution that they have
their father. Mm-hmm. Their father, right?
Yes.
Her grandfather. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm glad that no matter what the differences between her and Portia is, she was still able to acknowledge some charitable work and give people their recognition.
Yeah, that was good. What else? I feel like we're missing a lot, but I don't know. I could have sworn I saw Candy there at her concert.
Yeah, I think we might have saw Candy.
I thought I saw Candy there. Yeah. What else are we missing?
At Shamia's concert.
And let me talk about Portia. Not on the show. Go ahead.
Oh, yes, that's right. At the very end, we did get to look at finally Portia's house.
Yeah, she took us through the house finally. There's a lot of rumors out about Portia. And there are rumors that Portia lost her house, but I looked it up. She has not lost her house as of yet, or if she ever will. But we know she's looking for property. That's what that's what Google said. But I don't know. But it just seems to me that it's hard for me to believe this is just news right now.
Okay.
Because since we're going to the end, it's hard for me to believe at this place. We'll see when it come back on. It won't be back on next week, but the week after. It's hard for me to believe that Portia is. I forgot what I was going to say.
Was it relating to Simon in the house?
Yes. It's just hard for me to believe that she's that heartbroken over losing Simon. This just seemed like this was a money move and a money grab. And she's talking about maybe I should date women. I told you, because she want to feel. I told you that those girls seemed like they were in a relationship.
Yep.
And so does her and Shamia.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it seemed like to me. I don't know that world. I only just, since something ain't right about many of them girls are freaks.
Yes.
I don't want to call somebody a freak because they bisexual. So it's got to be a better name. I don't want to put them with the Diddies or the Shannon Sharps. I don't want to put them there.
We don't want to put you there. You right.
No. They're not freaks. They're just fluid.
Okay.
They're fluid. That. And Portia's, to me, has always been fluid.
Yes.
Candy has been fluid. They all been fluid. I don't know about Kenya and some of them. I don't know about Cynthia. I don't know. But I do think the younger girls, they seem a little bit more fluid. And they seem, when I say freak or freaky, they do things that I haven't done or don't have a heart or a mind to do.
Yep, they're just very sexually open.
Open. And I think many of them has played in the ladies' pond. And I think that about Shamia and Portia. And I just think that. And I definitely thought Britt and Phaedra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely thought that.
I mean, speaking of which, it just seems like talking about that news and just
everything I say or we say is allegedly.
Yes, that's the rumor on the
street.
These
are just our opinions.
Mm-hmm. It makes me think and wonder about how messy this season of Atlanta has been. Mm-hmm. From every housewife had some sort of mess that just like
not Cynthia.
Well, she was even a part of she was truly a friend of the show.
I don't see it. Cynthia, give that girl a peach. Cynthia has been in almost every scene. Every scene. The only thing different is they not delving into her life.
No.
And that's one of the benefits of being a friend. Right. She's all everywhere, but she's not. They don't have to get into her life. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's, I would want that role. I want to be a friend of the show, but I don't want to be, if I was Britt, I would say I want to be a friend of the show. I don't want to be, because it seemed like Cynthia is in everything. She makes opinions, and I don't think she does
confession.
She don't do confession. That'd be good for me. But other than that, she's everywhere. She's in the show. She's being seen. So, and there's nothing wrong with being a friend of the show. I think they give the friend of the show a lot of airtime.
Yes, they do.
It was good.
You can be on there as much as you want. You just the friend.
And I just think with Portia, I just feel as though she just seemed, and I like Portia. I do. I've been through ups and downs. 1 minute I like her in the past, but I like her. And I do think that she's trying to change, but she's a player from the Himalayas.
I don't see no remorse.
Oh, no, I think that I do feel as though she may be lonely. She's got a reputation, and that's going to be hard to clean up. She's getting older. It's not going to look good when you're in your 50s. It's not going to be good when you go out and people already know you not from the show only, but know you because of because of the streets. And she's just a little hoish, and she knows it. Yep, she needs to clean it up. She needs to clean it up for Pilar, because we don't want another Portia.
No.
And I just hate to see beautiful women out there throwing it back like that with their bodies. Mm-hmm. I just think she's a beautiful girl. I do. Her face. I think her butt don't fit her body, but I think her face, I think she's just beautiful to me.
Mm-hmm. But I think Portia's going to fill that house up nicely. We already saw her mama sitting up there in the kitchen with her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now that she won the case and all.
Yeah, she made sure.
But I know, because I don't think she had won it at the time. But she won the house. Let's see if she's going to keep it.
Yes, that's true.
Can she afford to keep it?
Exactly.
Because the bank got to pre-approve her for a mortgage. Because she's going to take over, right?
Yep.
We'll see. And I wonder what's left on the house to pay.
That's true.
But we'll see.
Yep, that's what she
After
wanted.
all, that house belonged to somebody. And whoever it belonged to want their money.
Exactly.
So.
That was pretty much it for this episode. It was really wrapping up. It was all about Angela confronting the whole Charles situation. Is right. And then they gave us a good, nice sneak peek at
Let me say this. What I like about Phaedra, no matter what, you never see her come unglued. She always maintain a cool exterior.
That's that Scorpio.
I like that about her. And I like the way she handled that. I just felt like, and you all don't agree, but I need more evidence than because you are the godfather of Atlanta. That's why. I don't know.
For all that, you could have said the same thing about Shamia, because Shamia says that this is her stomping ground. So
right. You could say the same thing about Portia. But we'll see. But anyway, we'll see you come back on the 13th.
Yes.
We'll see you on the 13th. This is what we have to say. This is full of opinions. And I thought it was a pretty good episode. I did. It wasn't what it caught up to be.
No, but it was a messy.
It was messy. So I'm eager to see how this is going to play out with Angela and who did what, and see, did Drew have something to do with the pictures of Britt? I'm just eager to see all of this, to see how it all plays out. So we see you there on the 13th.
Yes.
If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to our family, the Sunflowers, please come and join the Sunflower and become a sunflower seed and spread love and truth in the earth and kindness, right?
Yes, most definitely.
And take a sunny position in life.
Yes.
So that's what we have to say, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else to say. Do you?
No. Well, we could say, if you guys are into, since it played right after this, this show, if you guys are into Shelly and Ashante.
Oh yeah,
Nelly and
Nelly.
Ashante. Here we go.
I didn't know what you're talking about. Shelly, I was like, I don't know. If you're interested, we're going to be talking about Nelly and Ashante. Yes, we're going to be talking about them. I really love that couple. But nevertheless, please, if anything at all, please just give us a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Hit the button, the like button. And you know what? You would have done a wonderful thing for us. And we will be ever so grateful, really. And we thank you for joining us. And we thank all of our followers who keep us relevant. We thank you as we grow, right? And you know what we say to you?
Sunflowers.
That was off. Can we do it again? 1, 2, 3.
Sunflowers.